Hello Illuminati. This video is especially for you because although according to your name you are illuminated, sadly the only thing that's illuminating your lives is the glow of your golden metal, your physical gold, and your subversive understanding of ancient historical texts as are recorded in the Bible, and which reveal the secrets and powers of the human mind. Powers which I know your consciousness that you are hosts to today, most of you quite unwittingly, because you've really lost connection to the real horror of the motives behind the people who first established your consciousness that you were born into. But that isn't your fault. Like I say, this is to illuminate you, because Jesus asked me to love my enemies. So I'm sharing the truth and knowledge with you to help you, because you human beings, and like me, you were born into this world innocent, and you've had to cope with whatever life's thrown at you, and it's made of you what it has. And the world was controlled and created before we were born into it, and it's not Jar World, because they cut Jar out. And it does all go back right to Genesis, you see, because there can't be two gods. There can't be the God who created man, both male and female, in his and her own image, whose Sabbath day we uphold, and the Lord God who made Adam out of the dust and Eve out of his rib. You see. So we need to accept that there's one God that did create man and woman, both male and female, man, to be like God, goddess, obviously, because we're like us, apparently. And that's why we do celebrate the Sabbath day, or observe it, as it were. Though how one observes the Sabbath day in this present world is really beyond my comprehension. I mean, as far as I understand, there's 3 Sabbath days at the moment, and I think, well, fair enough, 3 days a week off for everybody. Fine. Do we need to spend it reading ancient historical texts? No. Perhaps it'd be nice to spend it learning about the universe. Just relaxing and chilling out with our families and friends, without having a load of people around us with the books telling us, ooh, you're not allowed to pick wheat on the Sabbath. Ooh, you're not allowed to do this on the Sabbath. It's a holy day. And so what is being holy? Basically, being dead. Isn't it? That seems to be what's holy according to the doctrines that establish the so-called Roman Christian Church. Be dead. Just don't be alive. Don't have any sexual feelings. Don't have any desires. Just be dead. Don't have any emotions. Don't have any passion. Be dead. Be like a dead person. Be like the walking dead. And that's holy. But I can understand that it is a survival strategy, and it is a good survival strategy in this world if you want to avoid participating in any of the crimes. But even in doing that, you're participating in the crime, because by being so holy, you are then condemning other people as unholy because they're not behaving as if they're dead, which is totally wrong anyway. So, you know, so who is holy in this world? A baby, a child. They're holy. They are holy themselves. And unfortunately for you, Illuminati, you've all been worshipping this gold-loving man and following his, well, maligned ideology, because unfortunately the only light of intelligence that he's been following is from his yellow metal gold, which is a very heavy element actually. And you see, the true light is the universal light, golden light of intelligence. And that universal golden light of intelligence is what I am now sharing with you. But of course I'm totally mad, you know. I'm a totally mad person. I grew up in the dregs of society, a history of abuse and, you know, what this world would call a ne'er-do-well. I had my chance at wealth and riches and I turned it down. I could have sold my face. I was offered money to sell my face, but I just couldn't bear the thought of my face being on magazines. Lying to the world's young women. Oh, life is so wonderful, look at my beautiful, pretty face. I mean, I'm not knocking people that do it, I know that they do it, but, you know, it's just like where I was at, and that was because, why? The universe singled my biological being out. And it is a curse and a blessing. It's a curse in this world, a blessing to know Jah. So anyway, the universal golden light of intelligence is telling you that you're totally wrong what you got planned to do. Your plans for the planet with your corporations and your money and all your nuclear weapons and all your crap and your drugs wars and your this wars and your crap that you've got going on in Africa with your mercenary terrorists and the crap you've got going on in Britain and America and Europe with your economic terrorism and just all your crap that you think, yeah, well, that's what we've got to do. You can read it in Revelations. Well, your Revelations are a load of crap as well. And you don't understand. The prophets were warning you. You're never going to succeed because you're committing crimes. You're committing crimes. The consciousness that you serve, that you were born into, that you were invited into, that you were bribed, blackmailed, whatever into, it's a liar. And you will regret, because the truth will make you feel bad. when you start connecting. And everybody is going to connect because, as I say, there's going to be no escape. So, and you people who are calling yourself the Illuminati, really, where is your leading light? Where is it coming from? I mean, it says here that you're an elite organisation of world leaders, business authorities, innovators, artists and other influential members of this planet. Really, well, what are you doing? Because this planet is in an absolute mess. It's being ruled by insanity. So, what are you people doing? You know, let's have a look at your beliefs. Oh, the Illuminati has no belief, but the sovereignty of the human species. Satan and God. Faith is the belief in something that cannot be proven. No, sorry, that is just totally wrong, you see. That's wrong. Faith is in what we know. Okay? Sometimes what we know cannot immediately be proven, but because we have plenty of facts to support the knowledge that because there's A, B, C, D and E, even though you've not discovered F yet, you can say, well, I reckon F is out there, as Einstein did, and he was proven correct. You see, faith is in what you know. And this is what I mean. I mean, this is the first page that I've got up. Illuminati. Come on. The deepest doubt builds the strongest faith. That is true. To some degree. But not really the deepest doubt. No. Because the deepest doubters are the kind of people who go around went around murdering the first Christians, weren't they? Oh, but suddenly, they're the strongest faith, because, you know, the mass murderer of Christians suddenly becomes Saint Paul, doesn't he? No, 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 no. It's not the deepest doubt. It's the deepest experience, the deepest wisdom. The people who don't judge, who doubt only themselves. And it's in doubting ourselves that then we come to accept the reality that is bigger than ourselves. So again, that's wrong. You see, the thing is that in order to truly rise high in this world and live high, okay, you need to have deep roots. You need to have gone deep into the knowledge and deeply understood. And then you've got the foundation enough to hold you to get high. Or if you want to look at it another way, you've got enough depth of feeling and understanding in your being that you can achieve buoyancy. Okay? Be wary of those who use our name. Well, yeah, I reckon we should be wary of you using that name, Illuminati, when the only thing that you're illuminated by, really, is a lump of golden metal that does what? Must a God exist for you to do what is right? Well, you know, it's not a God, is it? There is one creator, the creative force that created itself out of the void that gave us space, provided space for the creator to create him, because an artist can't paint a picture without a canvas. So the creator created in the space, in the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful space that was provided, and is the most precious gift of all that this world considers. Ooh, space. Ooh. But it's so beautiful. You see, because this world is so judgmental all the time. Dark is bad, light is good, empty space is bad, stars and galaxies are good, white people are good, black people are bad, men are intelligent, women are stupid, children are inferior beings, animals have got no rights, they're stupid. You know, this is the kind of messed up, screwed up. Oh, the star has died. How long will it be before our sun dies? Well, actually, the sun wasn't alive to die. Okay? It changes. It goes through changes. Time happens. And time is a beautiful thing. And if it wasn't for stars changing through time, well, we wouldn't be here. And I do believe that our planet itself is created from the heart of a supernova explosion that was a lump of molten iron, and it was spinning so fast, and that's how it drew the debris in onto it to make the crust and the oceans and everything. Because the supernova would create everything, the material. But then as soon as intelligent consciousness arrives, bang, now the universe is alive and thinking and learning. And the universe has learnt quite a thing or two, and it knows a lot more than you, Illuminati. So, you know, all these statements are questionable. And how can you determine what is right? See, the only way that you determine what is right when you understand universal law of abundance and compassion. So you understand that anything that goes against that premise and principle is wrong. So, Illuminati, you're living in a world that worships gold and actually has imposed the most terrible living conditions on the majority, the vast majority of life on this planet. Human beings, your fellow human beings, who you've judged inferior. That's wrong. Because those human beings have rights. And we as a species would like, very much please, to live intelligently and by universal law, we would like to clean our planet up. We would like the wars to stop. We would like to be living more ecologically friendly with our environment. We would like our children to be raised, educated in how to be a human being, not just a body to operate your factories and shops and drive your buses until the point that you can turn round and say, oh, we're making you all redundant, and then start telling us that we're thieving off you rich people because suddenly we've got no jobs and we're dependent on welfare because we can't even grow our own food to eat or make our own clothes anymore because you've denied us and robbed us of those rights. But you see, Jah, love is here and the light is shine. And so, like I say, we don't be afraid, the people that understand universal golden light of intelligence. And we live with that intelligence, and we will die with that intelligence. Our physical body will die. Our soul will continue with that intelligence, and we will always be with the rainbow in this universe. And where the rainbow is, always is life. You see. So we follow the rainbow spirit, which is harmonious and non-judgmental, because every colour's from the one light. No sharp divisions. We're beautiful. We're one. We love our universe. We love our planet. We love each other. We love each other's children like they're our own children. So how come you're the Illuminati and you've got like all these people with you, you know, all these influential people? So how come you're not loving humanity? How come you're not loving our planet? What are you doing? Do you even know, really? You know, and like I say, because that's where faith is. Faith is in what people know. Now, I've got faith in Einstein, say, for example. I'm not a scientist. I don't understand his equations and how he works things out and how he arrived at his conclusion. But I trust him, okay? And I have faith that what he said, yeah. And then, yeah. And that's how it has to be sometimes. Sometimes we have to trust the people who are informing us about something. Recognise the evidence of their understanding, even though we don't really understand the format that they arrived at these understandings. Nonetheless, what this person is saying makes sense, and that person has obviously spent a lot of time thinking about this. You know, it's to do with respect. And so, if somebody explains something to me, even though I might not understand the processes by which they can say what they're saying, but I understand that they understand it, and that what they're saying to me is making sense. And I have faith in something that I know has been told to me as truth by somebody who honestly believes it as truth and who has evidence of facts and reasoning to support that truth. So like Jesus, for example. Jesus understood the truth of universal golden light intelligence and universal law. Not everybody understood that, but they understood Jesus. They understood that this man is quite unlike the other men of the world that were controlling Palestine at the time, the Romans, that he was saying something against those people simply by the very fact that he was speaking for his own people. And if there's going to be a war in this world, okay, it is going to be a war between good and evil. And it will be in every nation. It's not going to be this nation against that nation. No, 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 no. Because every nation's going to kick the filth out. And, you know, this Daesh, probably a creation of you and your cronies, your bankers, so-called ISIS, who don't like being called Daesh. It's funny that, isn't it, how a spade doesn't like being called a spade. But all of them, like I say, are all caught up in the madnesses of this world and its insane belief in the value of gold and the ghost paper money, that apparently there's a huge unrepayable debt of this paper money that was printed out of thin air. I mean, it's so ridiculous that really you couldn't make it up, but obviously you guys did and lived it for real, and you consider yourselves to be the Illuminati. So, as I say, look, you were born into this world, you've got your characters, your jobs and your professions, and you've got this status and you've got this amount of money. It's going to be harder for you guys to step out of your worldly characters, isn't it? You know, for the majority of human beings on this planet, it's going to be a step up moving into universal intelligence and universal law. People are going to be raised. But you guys at the top, it is going to be harder for you because you're going to have to take a step down, aren't you? According to your opinions of yourselves. But it's what we all have to do. Die before you die. Stop being a dead person. Let go of the dead. Rise up. Live inside your body. Allow yourself to be a universal being that is intelligent enough to understand that universal law is there for your benefit and for the benefit of our planet. And you're going to have to start living by it soon, because if you don't, I'm very sorry, you are going to lose everything. And yes, all the life on this planet will suffer, but the quantum energy of it shall not die. We shall find a home in this universe where we can love and be loved. And at the moment, all you influential people of the world. You literally have got this planet in the palm of your hands. And the amount of power that you have. And you just use it continually to do bad, evil things. Behaving like... well, you're certainly not behaving like a god. We're not supposed to be God. We're supposed to be like God. Kind, compassionate. Because God is the law. Okay? And when you understand that, you understand that the Ten Commandments are actually a promise. They're a promise of how life will be when humanity is living by universal law. No man shall covet his neighbour's wife. Because if even the thought comes into his head, he's going to kick it out straight away. Such thoughts shall not be tolerated. Only people who've got severe, who are criminally inclined with mental health problems, because not everybody with mental health problems wants to or does commit crimes. But some people have that type of psychology. Unfortunately, they're afflicted. And true intelligence understands, is vigilant for the afflicted, prevents them from harming themselves and other people. But you lot, you put them in power, And what are you going to do now? You've been feeding the monster. You should have listened to the Native American Indian. Why do you feed the wolf? So, what can I say except I really hope that you understand that this message is for your benefit, and all the prophecies in the original Testament, they are all warnings about how bad life gets when you ignore universal law. And it will get worse and worse and worse. And you will end up destroying the whole planet and yourselves forever. Because there is no winning for people who gain power through breaking the law. Because any power that's gained through breaking the law is always going to be a negative thing. And you will always be living under the spell of a negative perspective. And that's why it goes right back to Genesis, and that's why the Lord God in the Garden of Eden is a story. It's there to teach, to enlighten, illuminate. You see. And the illumination of the story of Eden is that man, both male and female, chose to break the law. They chose to break universal law. And the power that they gained left them naked in a wilderness, divided between each other. And the first two children they have, one of them murders his brother. You know, savages, basically. And intelligence tried to help these savages. Intelligence stayed around, you know. It was intelligence that gave them clothes out of animal skin. It was intelligence that Cain wanted to find favour with. It was intelligence taught Jesus. It's universal intelligence. And the universe, who knows if it was a conscious self-creation or if it was just a creation that happened. The universe happened, and in that happening, intelligent consciousness arose. And yet, if you threw a bag of Scrabble pieces down on the table and all the pieces in perfect lines fell into read a Shakespeare sonnet, that would be quite a miracle, wouldn't it? Well, why don't you take a look at your DNA?